Previously on D&D Kinda.
Bartholonude just walks. He walks outside, and he's just looking at everybody and trying to just observe what's going on. There's a bench that's like right over by the side of the main pathway, and he stands on top of the bench, and he says, "The nobleman has revealed as a fraud. Neverwinter will fall. Go home. Be safe. If you find any information, tell Gwent at the Brandy's Main." Then he gets on the dragon horse and heads for the gate that leaves the city.
Everyone is just kind of staring, and then you hear his dark, mumbling sounding tongue translate into this.
Chamber of the Seals. We are here to find it. Break the seals. Free the Dark Lord. The seal's knowledge rests there. We must find it. Find the chamber. Kill the guild. Break the seals. Free Ball.
You all find Bartholonude. I'm gonna go talk to my mommy.
Well, Topher, if Benedict is going to look for Francis, then maybe we should try to find Bartholonude.
I guess we could check his house. Maybe he went back there. I don't think that we should stay in Neverwinter very long.
Maybe we should go to Bartholonude's house. Because last time we were there was whenever we first encountered the guards.
Okay. I'll meet you guys at Bartholonude's place.
You fly high enough away, and as you're moving that direction, you see like the grassy plateau on the edge of the city walls. And as you get closer, you see someone entering Francis's home.
I don't like that, so I'm going to swoop down real fast.
You are now standing in her kitchen.
Like, where's this dude? Like,
You don't see him.
okay, I'm going to go like look through all the rooms then.
You put your head into this room, and immediately your vision goes black, and there's something gripping your head, and you get slammed into a wall, and your vision is black. Hamilton and Topher, you guys are traversing through the city, and again, everyone is kind of panicking. It's if you guys are just walking, it is from where Bartholonude's house is and where the keep was. I mean, it's a couple hour trek.
Told you.
So, damn it. Well, it's across the river back into the lower end of the business district, and then all the way pretty much on the other side to the eastern edge of the city. Mm-hmm. And as you guys are moving away, this is the general panic of the town. I mean, this is the state of the union at the moment. So I don't want to sit here and explain every 10 minutes of your journey. Do you guys have any planned stops or anything like that? Or are you guys just going straight to Bartholonude's?
I mean, we're going to loot some shit on the way.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Legit just want to stop at random places and loot them?
I mean, if it looks like they're lootable.
Anything catches his eye.
I don't think anything is there might be places that are abandoned, but nothing's on fire. People aren't destroying the city. People are in a panic. They're not in a rage. They're not rioting in the streets yet.
They might this situation then. I mean, what kind of shops are around us?
General shops. There's food shops. There are, clothing shops. There's armor shops, weapon shops, magic potion shops, specialty shops that specialize in looks and transmogrification of items and things of that nature. So, I mean, just all throughout the town, they're kind of spaced out. And as you get further into the residential districts, they stop becoming stores, and they become, what did I say?
Are there any pet stores?
There's some stables, but no, most of the animals around here are domesticated but public domain.
Means that it's technically not stealing.
I'm pretty sure he's looking for a possum.
I'm definitely looking for a possum.
Yeah, I'm pretty aware of that. Thanks for the clarification.
I want to have a possum as a companion.
No. hard no.
It's a hard no.
Can I look?
If you can find one. There are no pet possums in this city. There may be possums,
That's fine.
You know?
Yeah.
Possums don't really enjoy
I have a +3 to animal handling.
I'm sure you do now.
Yeah, I want to look for a possum.
Okay. So you can just like comb through trash and look under like what are you doing?
As we're going.
I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna fucking acknowledge the fact that this is happening. So I'm not gonna look up shit to find out where I can find possums. So if they're fucking playing dead in the street, great. If you're searching trash cans along the way, awesome possum.
Awesome.
I just want to look like as we're going, like as we're walking. I want to check for possums because I have my backpack.
All right, so I'm gonna let you do investigation. I'm gonna let you do 3 investigation checks.
Okay.
In a row.
Okay.
Just give me the numbers on those.
That one is a 19. Also a 19. And a 10.
You find 5,265 possums. I'm kidding. You find no possums. If you would have rolled a nat 20, I'd have been like, God damn, there's a possum. It's your friend. You can keep it. Do what you want. But there were no nat 20s there. We'll get back to the possum hunting in a few seconds.
What are you looking for, Hamilton?
I thought maybe I would just get a pet for the journey.
What kind of pet?
I thought I'd maybe try to catch a possum, actually.
Oh, let me see if I can find one.
He unzips his pants.
What kind of roll do I need to make?
An investigation.
Hold on.
You know, I go out of my way to try to like free up my DMing style to be more open to the decisions you guys are trying to make. Well, you're doing great.
Did you get a nat 20?
Nat 20 on my third roll.
All right.
Listen, if you don't think that when I get my powers back, or if I get my powers back, that I'm not going to try to give this thing magical powers, you're fucking wrong.
So, Topher, rummaging through a trash can, you know, for your friend because he couldn't reach. He thought maybe it would have been deeper in there, even though he had pretty sufficiently searched it.
That's what she said.
And you tip it over, and sure enough, at the bottom of the trash can, there is a possum that is hissing and angry and mad that you have unearthed its home. Now that you found this possum, what do you plan on doing with it?
Oh, I'm going to bring him with me.
Okay.
Put him in my backpack.
You're just going to grab it?
Well, yeah, you grab him by the tail.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and make a... Yeah, well, since you have +3 to animal handling, I'll let you utilize that skill. Why don't you make an animal handling check?
It's not very good. I'm going to get bit. That's a 6.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
Jed rolls for animal handling when he masturbates.
I'll take the damage. It's fine.
Okay. So you... Holy shit. This is awesome. So you try to grab this possum, and you know what? You grab its tail for sure, but it is securely fastened to your hand with its teeth. And you actually take...
It'll make it easy to get it into the backpack.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's secure. You got its tail. It's got your hand. Like you can move it. You actually take 9 damage, and you actually gain the status of poisoned. So
Possum poison.
You, Hamilton, have contracted rabies. So did you just like shake this thing off your hand into your bag?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll resume training sessions later.
You going to give it a name, Hamilton?
I hadn't thought about it, actually.
Possum.
I'm going to name him Puddin'.
Yes.
Thanks, I hate it.
Get some possum pudding.
He got that name just because he was putting the possum in his backpack.
All right, now moving on. So, Hamilton, you shake off your damage, and you guys keep going. I would say it's been a few hours at this point. So you guys approach Bartholonude's home, and what do you guys do?
You can go in and see if he's there.
Yeah, or knock, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just going to go in. Like,
Okay.
it's his house, and chances of him
Actually,
being...
yeah. Let's go in.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for food for Puddin'.
All right. Pudding food.
And what I mean by that is I'm going to get some trash.
All right, so you guys like kick in the door, walk in, go up the stairs to his
I don't know. Did he lock it?
area. No, it's not locked. Nothing ever
So we
locks
just
in this
kicked it
area.
in for no reason.
Yeah, you guys are hard asses. So you guys go in, and sure enough, Bartholonude is not here.
Well, Hamilton,
Yeah.
what do you think we should do now? He's not here, and if he's not here now, he's probably not coming here. So,
Hamilton looks up from shoving rotten apple slices into his backpack and says, "Yeah, I guess we should maybe go down to the Brandy's Main."
will they let you come in with that, with pudding?
I think he'll be quiet.
He's a service possum.
He's my emotional support possum. Holy fuck. Topher,
this is a story all about how my life got turned up.
Is there anything here that we should maybe grab? That you can think of?
I think that we've pretty much gone over everything here.
That's true.
we
We
should just
couldn't really read it anyway, I don't think.
No. So yeah, we should just go to the Brandy's Main, see if he's there, and then after that, I don't really have any other idea of where he could have gone. Maybe he's out looking for vice wine.
Remember, I'm meeting you guys at Bartholomew's place.
Well, should we stay here and wait for Benedict?
Leave a note.
Yeah, let's leave a note on the door and go down to the Brandy's Main. I'll go ahead and write it. It says, "You know where to meet us." Signed, Dingus.
Okay, so you guys leave and head to the Brandy's Main and put your note on the door.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Bartholonude, why don't you give us a little information about what's going on with you?
Okay. Yeah, Bartholonude leaves the keep. He rides his steed toward the edge of the city. He's going through his mind is just thoughts about what is transpiring behind him. He thinks about, the situation that he just left his party in, whether or not it was the best decision or not to leave at that moment. He just felt almost like a conviction that he knew that there was something that needed to be done. And rather than talk about it and consult each other and bicker and argue and not come to a consensus where it's not unanimous that we should or should not do this thing, Bartholomew just kind of took the executive decision upon himself just to do it. So he did what he thought was best in the situation with the nobleman by, trying to give his friends the best chance that they could to, sway the people into seeing what really is happening with the leadership at Neverwinter. And as he rides off, he just has a very undivided mindset where he's just completely focused on his task and on getting out of the city.
Okay, I would say, given that it had been hours since Topher and Hamilton had traveled and had made it all the way to your house and nearly to the Brandy's Main, you've come to the city's exit, and the guards are there, and we are still in the city's harvest, Festival of the Harvest, and they see you approaching. And did you, Bartholonude, head back the same direction to the same exit, because it was on the same end that you had explained to the guards that you were trying to leave before?
I'll let you decide, because if I do have to face the guards that I've already deceived, then, hey, can I leave the city? And then I leave the city, and then I'm still in the city. Hey, can I leave the city? We're still in this feast mode or whatever, so they don't want people to leave.
Yeah, and there's also like a citywide panic. But what I would say would be that obviously you've lived in Neverwinter long enough to know how things operate here, and you have already formed this established not bond, but this understanding that you have somewhere to be, and you're coming back through on this like weird ethereal like dragon steed thing, not unheard of, but very strange. And when you come through, I would say you probably head to the same city gates as to make it easier for your passing.
Yeah, and I would also say that Bartholonude's mindset was undivided, and he was focusing on his goal. So he really wasn't thinking about the consequences of, seeing the same guard and possibly being caught in a lie.
Okay. So you approach the city gate, and the guards, they stop you. And you do recognize that it's the same guards, and he recognizes you, as it was just a mere, few, probably hours ago. 10 hours, not even that. And he says, my dragon friend, I had thought you had left the city on duty with your father.
Yes, unfortunately, I forgot something. Had to come back.
It happens to the best of us. We are sort of on a lockdown as it stands. There's strange tales and rumors spreading throughout the city of the nobleman. Have you heard these rumors?
I've seen them for myself. My home is on the southwestern side of city, and as I was coming through town to leave, I saw the nobleman's body.
So the nobleman's dead.
So it would seem. I heard some people talking that there was some fighting happening at the keep. I thought during the time of the feast it was, all festivities, but I'm glad we have folks like you that can protect our home.
So whenever you say this, the guards kind of look back and forth at each other as, exact news of what has been going on has not reached, their ears from an administrative perspective.
And I kind of see that it was news to them. Like when I said that, they were like, oh my God, and I kind of apologize to them. I say, I apologize if you don't have an official information on this. I quite literally just was passing through town and observed this. I would take it with a grain of salt until your superiors can give you the official word.
We will send word to investigate. We appreciate the information. Please, we don't want to keep you any longer than you have to be. You have permission to leave the city already from our supervisors. Please be on your way.
And Bartholonude begins moving again and starts to exit the city, and then he kind of he's on like something that operates very similarly in functionality to a horse, but it's a dragon, ethereal dragon. So he kind of like pulls the reins of the dragon back, and its head kind of goes up and up to the side, and it kind of goes parallel to the guards, and he looks back over to the guards and he says, also, back at the keep, there was a guard named Liam. I saw him do something that makes me believe him to be worthy. And without listening for a response or seeing how they received that message, Bartholonude turns his horse and leaves the city. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hamilton and Topher.
Yes.
You approach the Brandy's Mane, and the Brandy's Mane is not busier, nor is it more dead than normal. It has about the same amount of occupancy as it normally has the last couple times you guys have been here, but it's a different type of crowd than what it's normally frequents here. While there's a lot of people in distress, a lot of people trying to figure out what's going on, as opposed to the normal crowd that comes here just to decompress and hang out and have fun, the crowd that's here now is the crowd that may stress drink or might be here because they don't have anywhere else to go, or they're meeting people to discuss what's happening. So the crowd here is very focused. It's very, people are not paying attention to who's coming and going and having fun. There's more of a solemn tone.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys do? You guys kind of roll up, and you can hear the people in here. Obviously, you have to go in, but you guys do approach the Brandy's Main.
I say we go in and see if Gwent's...
Look for Gwent.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys walk into the Brandy's Main, and sure enough, the place is full, and behind the counter, there is a tall, elven man. It is Gwent. He is working.
Go up to the bar.
Yeah. Go ask him if he's seen Benedict or Bartholonude.
Well, Bartholonude, not Benedict.
Well, I mean, Benedict may have swung by here.
Not true.
He's an alcoholic. He's probably been here.
Gwent, have you seen my brother or Bartholonude in here?
No, I've seen neither of them. Are you anticipating their arrival? I haven't seen Bartholonude since we left his home, since the battle.
Hamilton looks at Topher, somewhat troubled. Gwent, do you have any trash?
It's an odd question, but I do.
Could you
This
put
place
it
is
in a
full of
bowl for me,
trash.
please?
He kind of gives you like a puzzled look, and he grabs a bowl and like scoops out like from this bin that's underneath the bar, just like table scraps and paper and like that's probably mainly what it would be, wood chips, things of that nature, and just puts it in a bowl and kind of slides it over to you, and he goes,
Here you go.
Hamilton takes it and pours the contents into his backpack and puts it back on the bar.
Gwent is just completely befuddled. Like, he has no idea what just happened.
I mean, he's dealt with us before. This is probably not the strangest thing he could have expected us to do.
So he kind of like quickly shakes that off, and he says,
Topher, Hamilton, did you have anything to do with what I'm hearing? What happened today? I'm hearing rumors of the nobleman being dead, the nobleman being supplanted, the nobleman lying. I don't know what to believe, and no one really has any idea what is going on.
Believe all of those things, because all of those things are true.
Tell me. You can trust me. Tell me what happened.
We found the nobleman's body and took it to the keep and proved that the person that said he was the nobleman wasn't really the nobleman. Him and a couple of his minions are some kind of creature that can shapeshift. And they're, well, as far as we know, they're gone now. They turned into some kind of weird goo and seeped into the floor of the keep. But for now...
Sounds much worse whenever I hear you say it.
I know, Gwent, you know a lot about goo. But but yeah, I mean, there was a guard that we left to kind of clean up the mess, I guess. But yeah, the nobleman had been killed a few days ago, and the people who were in charge were trying to bring back Ball.
The nobleman supplanted. This is... The scrolls that Bartholonude had showed me at his house. It led to information that, as we had confirmed, that led to the discovery that the seal was still in Neverwinter. Did you find it?
Not yet.
We may have a problem. While the city knowing the truth is a good thing, we may have just sped up the timeline of Baal. It may not be a bad thing, but we must react quickly. Where is the rest of your party? Where's Benedict? You said you were searching for Bartholonude. I'm assuming you don't know where he is.
Benedict went to talk to his mother.
His mother?
Yes.
Does she live in Neverwinter?
Around.
Hamilton takes out his pen and grabs a bar napkin and writes a note on the napkin and hands it to Topher. And the note just says shapeshifter, meaning like they could be anyone, including Gwent.
Well, I'd kind of hoped all of you would be here for this. Tell me, the city and the state that it's in, if what I'm hearing is true, has finally reached a place where they're beginning to doubt the structure that is in place. While not always inherently as dark and as evil as what you're telling me, with the nobleman being this dark ooze creature, which I'm assuming you're talking about Baal. I was there that night whenever we faced him outside of Bartholonude's home. Sounds to me like that is exactly what you're referring to. But with the city and the state that it is in, the people are beginning to believe. The nobleman before him was believed to be evil by...
And he kind of looks back and forth at both of you.
The guild. Do you know? Can you confirm this?
Can I confirm that he was evil?
Signar, the nobleman, the true nobleman, regardless of him not being this shape-shifting creature, was still an agent of evil. To our knowledge.
I mean, probably. It seemed that he had Baal's interest. So, what is the guild that you just mentioned?
If you will come with me, I will take you. I will take you back.
And he kind of looks back and forth and says, and like leans in and says,
to the Chamber of the Seals, where this all started.
Topher, a moment?
Yeah, give us 1 second, Gwent.
So once we're, either we leave or he walks away, but once we're out of his hearing, that's whenever I want to talk to him. I obviously don't want him to be able to hear. Topher, I don't really trust this, but honestly, I almost feel like we should go.
I kind of feel the same way. The thing that, like, we just found out about the guild. Nobody's ever mentioned it before. And we found out from whenever I made that creature speak in a common tongue, and now Gwent's bringing it up along with the Chamber of the Seals, which... Did we ever tell him that we were there?
I don't think so. I mean, it feels like a trap, but I think we need to see where this goes, because...
That's how I feel, but we need to be prepared.
I would like for us to have Bartholonude and Benedict, but I don't know that we can wait for them.
Maybe we should see if we can wait for Benedict. Because he should have been here by now, I would assume.
If we wait too long, though, we might miss out.
Yeah, maybe we should just go.
What do you think, Puddin'? Yeah, so I guess we go.
Yeah, I guess let's go with him. I mean,
yeah.
See what happens.
okay. So what do you tell Gwent? You guys had went away and had this conversation. Now you come back and...
Sorry, Gwent. I'm just trying to talk like fucking Hamilton. So is there somebody that you could let know that that Hamilton's brother might be coming here looking for us? We were just trying to discuss whether or not we should wait for him or if we should just go and wait for him at Bartholonude's, then come back, because we're expecting him to be here. But I don't think that we have the time to wait.
If I'm leaving, my counterpart will take over. And we can leave a note with him to tell Benedict when he arrives.
So he kind of walks to the back and like behind the bar area through a door, and you hear him yelling something, and then he walks out, and then there's like this like 4'2", like big bearded dwarf lady that like comes out and just real butch, real dwarfy, real bearded, real woman.
Real dwarfy.
All beard, all dwarf, all woman.
She is so flesh lady.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Is that her name, Maybelline?
Maybe.
Maybe.
As she's like coming out of the back, she's like,
I swear to God, Gwent, every time there's something happen, I save your ass so much, I want a fucking raise. This is goddamn bullshit. I cook and I clean around here, and
Gwent's just like,
Ah, yes, Merelda, I get it. You fucking do everything around here. But there are bigger, important matters. And she's like,
I won't let you forget this.
you never do.
and then he turns back to you guys and says,
Merelda is not the friendliest, but she can be trusted. If you have something you'd like to leave or for Benedict, she can be trusted.
I'll jot down a little note. It says, went with Gwent.
went with Gwent.
Hopefully be back soon.
Okay. So, you hand her this note, and she just kind of slides it into her pocket, and she's just like,
So what's this Benedict character look like? What am I looking for? Who do I know who to give this note to?
Just look in the mirror. He's a dwarf. I don't know, how tall are you?
I'm 5 foot. I'm very tall for a dwarf.
He's a very tall dwarf, about 5 foot tall. Has a scimitar. He's got a sword. He's got a really nice big
Dick.
dwarven,
Huge dwarven dick.
like a big belt, that doesn't it have like some kind of symbol on the front of it?
Very strong. Maybe it's just got like a...
It's just got Randy Savage's face.
Yeah!
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, I'll give a description of Benedict and then we go.
okay.
Sounds like a real charmer. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Okay, so you guys leave, and you go with Gwent.
Mm-hmm.
Gwent walks out the front door, and you guys follow him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys walk outside, and Gwent kind of leads you down the street, probably a few blocks, and he turns in between two buildings and like down an alleyway. And you could tell he is headed towards where Francis's house is, but he kind of tucks into the alleyway and not like ahead of you guys, so you can't see him. He's like still with an eyesight, like close enough to where you guys could actively follow him. He turns to you and says,
Topher and Hamilton, thank you for following me. I didn't want to speak too much about what we were saying. You know, Francis, the guild was something that was formed by Francis. All something somewhat of a secret society. But the way that they communicate is exclusively through an ancient language only known by those who have the art of thieves' cant. Which you may know one of the individuals that travels with Francis. His name is Thrak. Thrak is fluent in the art of thieves' cant. The guild meets and discusses where the seals are. And while we have been watching you for a while, as Francis had mentioned, she knew all of you were bound in blood. And there's a reason all of you have come together. Like she mentioned, you found each other one day, all in the same circumstance. All the circumstances of your entire lives have been bound to what appears to be the chamber of the seals, or the seals that are holding Ball into place.
and now he's starting to talk about these things while he's like moving down through this alleyway, and he's talking, and he turns around and he's like walking backwards and kind of like explaining all this to you guys, and you guys are kind of like connecting the dots, and he goes on to say,
what we're finding interesting is not all of you have met all the members of the guild, but this goes far beyond what you know. There are multiple guild members that all have knowledge of certain parts and certain things about the seals, but nobody knows everything, and we keep it that way for a specific reason. There's a reason Frances doesn't know where all the seals are, because if she fell into the wrong hands, like she did with Lokar, and she had divulged all that information, then Ball may be here today. There are certain people that know what each one of the seals are, and they're actively out there protecting that information. However, what we're finding is that there may be a bigger threat than the seals. The seals, although hold Ball at bay, there are other things at play in the world that we're finding that influence the seals and their locations. While we can't physically place them or even begin to understand what they are, we're feeling influences from other directions. The powers of good, the powers of love, the powers of darkness, all of them influencing keeping these seals in place. And that contradicts everything we know about the seals. So when we started to harvest this information in the Chamber of Seals and bring together all the knowledge we know to study these things, when it became apparent that we didn't know everything, we decided and made an executive decision that this information would be housed in different people, in different lands across Faerun. And this is what the guild is. Members that come together in an attempt to understand why the other powers that be in the world, the gods, everything that they stood for, are somehow impacting the seals, but we do not understand it. But this is also what intrigues us about all of you. It is the first time in the history of Faerun that we can place 4 people, or any people at that matter, that have direct implications coming together in the way you have. Something much larger is at play here. And that is why we watched you. We had to be sure that you all would not turn. We had to be sure that all of you would stay true to your course before divulging this information to you. Frances brought you all together. I have been here. Chrysalix has been here. All of us have pieced together different pieces of information about what could potentially stall Ball from returning. And we all have different pieces of stories from all of you. And now here you all are together, working together, bonded together. And we think if anybody is to know the information and help us piece this together, it will be you all, for somehow you are all involved. So I'm leading you back now to the Chamber of the Seals, where Frances is, where Thrak is, and maybe we can figure this out. And the other members of the guild will be there.
And he turns around and starts walking.
Gwent, could you hold on a second?
He turns around and kind of gives you like a what's up look.
Can I see your hand?
Yeah, he kind of like questionable. It's dark, but he puts his hand out.
I grab his hand and I pull out a bow, or not a bow, an arrow from my crossbow, and I run it across his hand and see how he bleeds.
Okay. So whenever you do this, it is normal blood.
Okay.
So I would imagine you didn't just like deep cut gash enough to get. So whenever you do this, he connects the dots pretty quickly. I mean, he was there that night whenever those things were at Bartholonude's home. Yeah. So he kind of looks up and does like a little like a grimace, and then he's like,
I suppose I should be thankful for you checking.
And then turns around and continues walking.
Also, Gwen, those creatures, as we're walking, they can shapeshift into anything. So we need to be careful if we're going to the Chamber of the Seals, because They could have followed us from the keep to the Brandy's Main. So we need to be careful that we don't lead them there.
That's a valid point. Well, I'm not sure what we could do to prevent that. I mean, other than Francis's home is in an open area, we could potentially see if there's anyone there prior to entering, but also we have the luxury of entering an astral gate, which only I have a key for, and the other members of the guild.
Yes, but that would lead them to that gate.
It would.
And if somebody were to fall to them and they were to gain access to a key, we just need to be sure that we're covering all of our bases here. I'm not saying let's not go. I'm just saying we need to be careful.
We will be. And he continues on.